You are listening to Worship Radio International, the world's #1 online Christian radio station. Check out our website at www.worshipradio.faith or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Worship Radio INT. This is the future.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Man, seems like we've been gone for so long. Had a short little break, but we're right back at it. Did anybody see that golf tournament this weekend? What do you guys think about it? A little bit excited, maybe not. I don't know, man. You know, it was really kind of congested at the top at first, but he prevailed. I want to talk to you guys about something that was very interesting that was a discussion on the golf course. A friend of mine was asking me about how did he get his business jump-started, or should I say restarted because of the pandemic. Now, it really depends on what kind of business you have. The restaurant business has been absolutely just slowed down. Well, actually, depending on if you had a carry-out service or if you had a drive-through. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but as you're driving around town, you notice how the drive-throughs are really, really packed. Somebody's making some money during this pandemic right here. And what I want to talk to you about today is that during these times like this is the time that you can sit down and rethink or reinvent yourself in some type of way, or maybe even think about putting more money into your business. You can say, well, more money. I mean, if I haven't been open at this time, how can I get more money? You know what I'm saying? How can I get things kind of restarted? You have to think outside the box. Okay, now, I've most definitely done that for myself. I've never been an in-the-box person to begin with. So it's easy for me to make a shift here or make a shift there. But there are some people that are just dead set on this is the way we do it. This is how it's always going to be. And if you're that type of person, you know what? You're not going to last for very long. Now, if you just look at, say, when the auto industry went through their times back in 08, actually, well, 07, 08, everybody that stuck to the old way of doing things got lost by the wayside. The foreign car companies did things differently, so the American car companies had to do something differently now. So you cannot stay in that same square that you were in it before the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So I would really encourage you to think outside the box. Go look at different ideas. There are a lot of companies, I mean, believe it or not, they're not even on social media. They're just dead set against trying something different. It is so much cheaper to advertise on social media than it is to get commercials on television, to get radio campaigns and things like that. Well, of course, it depends on what type of business that you have, but social media is one of them areas that things can spread really quickly and really fast. So I would encourage you guys to really look at, if you're not on it already, look at social media. Your dollars will go a lot further than if you were to stay on television. That's really like the old way, okay? The old mentality of thinking that, hey, I got to stay on TV or no. You know what I'm saying? That's how this show got started. I was wanting to think, well, where can I take my business to the next level? What is it that I can do to get my name more out there? I'm on social media, on different platforms. Don't get stuck on one platform. Spread it around. I'm actually on like 4 or 5 different platforms. I know it's going to seem like it's overwhelming to try to keep up with it, but what you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. So I really encourage you guys to really think of other platforms. Now, I'm going to tell you another platform that I got into. Golf instructor, looking for new students. I got on TikTok. Okay, now I know you may think TikTok is a bunch of dance videos and things like that, but if you're a little creative, okay, and make it fun, a lot of people in the golf world that that they're on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and things like that. But what I find is that for you to really get the younger people more involved, and in golf, we need the younger people to get more involved, and we need to make it fun. So the idea I had was, hey, let's get on TikTok and just start making some videos that are instructional, but also you have to balance it out with some that are fun. Okay, so, start talking to the teenagers. Start asking them, if we were to make some videos, what would attract your eye? Okay, what would, make you stop for that 30 to 60 seconds to look at this? So, we talk to some young teenagers, and we have put things together now where we are attracting not only the adults, but we're actually getting their kids their adults are bringing their kids to golf lessons because they've seen some of our TikTok videos. Okay, so once again, you have to do something that's a little bit different, because right now what's going on in the world right now, things have flip-flopped and changed. Okay, wearing masks, social distancing, things like that, that's going to be around for a while. Okay, there's no getting around it. I heard on the radio on the way in that I believe it's almost been said already that college football is not going to be played. Now, in my opinion, that's a no-brainer. You're going to, according to the doctors, not according to me, that you cannot have people hitting, grabbing, tugging. That's like a breeding ground for the virus. So to me, it was a no-brainer. But of course, there are millions of dollars in advertisement that's going to be lost, millions of dollars to programs. I think the decisions were made a long time ago. They were just dragging it out until the last moment. So I believe that it's going to be moved to the springtime. So we're going to see what that looks like. But sometimes in life, you have to call an audible. When things happen like this that are just that's affecting everybody. No one is untouched from this. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who you are, young, old, it doesn't matter. At this point in time right now, you have to do things differently. And if you made a move early like I did, okay, you're going to keep things running. But if you just sitting back and, things are going to be okay, you're not making any moves. When we were in lockdown, that was the perfect time for you to reassess what's going on. Rather it's in relationships, rather it's in your finance, rather it's in your business. You were literally just forced to, you couldn't really go out to eat nowhere. You couldn't go to the movies. The malls were shut down. Everything was just to a standstill. So if you took that time to really look and assess, even still now, assess what your business is, assess what your goals are, okay? You can take this time and flip it, okay? If you have a financial goal that you're looking at, well, hey, this has been a great time to look at investing. This has been a great time to look at, hey, you know what? Let me get my credit together now. Right now, we live in a credit world, so that is one part of the business aspect that you have to really look at is, what? Let me get my credit together. Have you pulled a credit report? Okay. What is your credit score? You know what I'm saying? Let's write down a budget. This is the time right now. They were giving out an additional $1,200 a month in a pandemic. If you were unemployed, to give you an additional $1,200 a month on top of what you were getting. What did you do with that money? Did you just go out and blow it and just get on Amazon Prime and just order stuff? Or did you really sit back and say, hey, you know what? Some people, that was more money than they made if they were to went to work. You know what I'm saying? Did you just blow it? Did you just say, or did you make a move and say, you know what? This is the time right now to assess what's going on, really say, you know what? I can take this money right now. You know what? Let me get a budget. Let me get my bills caught up. Let me get into, especially if this is way more money than you would get if you were working. I mean, I think the average person got anywhere from $2,400 to $3,600 a month. Man, some people never made that much money in a month. And think about it. If you went from, say, April till July 25th, I mean, depending on when you kind of got into it, that's roughly $9,000 to $10,000 in a short period of time. I mean, do you realize how much money you had in your hands? Or did you just DoorDash everything? I mean, I would really hate to see people that received that type of money and they didn't really do anything about it. Okay, I'm sorry, didn't do anything with it. Okay, that was going to elevate you to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Or are you sitting here listening to me saying, man, you know what? He's right. You had the opportunity at that moment. Hey, let me catch up on my bills. You know what I'm saying? If you have a family, you could have sat down and really used that money. Rather, it doesn't really cost a lot of money to get your LLC. It doesn't really cost a lot of money for you to get, some things in order where you get a bank account. It doesn't really cost you a lot of money. You could have been doing that right now. Okay? You need to set some goals for yourself right now. So even though, let's just say, for example, you received that money and you blew it. Okay? So now, let's not make the same mistake twice. Okay? I don't want you to depend on the government, but at the exact same time, if something else comes down the line, let's make a smarter decision on what we're going to do with this money that you get. Okay? If they lower it from 600 to 400 or whatever the case may be, I really need you guys to really focus in and really take heed of what I'm saying to you, because 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the people that are making decisions now are gonna reap the benefits 3, 5, 10 years from now. You're gonna look back at that time and say, man, I am so glad that I took that money, even if you just set it to the side, paid your bills, were just diligent with your money, and just set it to the side. Okay, so now when you may not have an idea or a business right now, but at least you're just being financially smart with your money. So when an opportunity comes, because I was always told that opportunity comes to the prepared. Okay, you may not have the idea right now, and that's okay. But when that idea comes and it's time for you to get your LLC, when it's time for you to open up a bank account and put $100 or $200 or $300 in that bank account to open it up. Maybe you're trying to rebuild your credit and you want to go get a secure credit card. Take $200 and get yourself a secure credit card. Start to build your business. Start to build your credit up. I mean, these are the things that you can take control of now. Just like when people come to me for a golf lesson, I say to them, control the controllables. You can control how much you're spending. You can control what you're spending your money on. Okay? This is not the time to be frivolous right now. Okay? Just spending money. No, time right now is to lock down. Okay? And to get focused, or at least recognize that you need to get better in the financial arena. Okay? So that's the time. That type of time is now. Okay? We had this conversation about my friend's business, and I gave him some advice on what to do. But I think that this quote right here that I'm about to read to you is really, really important, and it will change your attitude or change your outlook on this right here. And the quote is, a bad attitude is worse than a bad swing. Now, how can I relate that to regular life? Okay, if you have a bad attitude towards money, or if you have a bad attitude towards looking at changing your business, or saying, you know, it's been working this way all this time, how come it's still not going to work? Because things change. Okay? I would rather your attitude change than your altitude will change. Okay? So we don't want to have a bad attitude towards what's going on right now. Control the controllables. Okay? You can control things that are going on around you. Some things that you can control. You can control when you go out. You can control when you eat. You can control when you sleep. You know what I'm saying? I know life is, sometimes life gets in the way. If you have a family, you have kids, whether you're a single parent, I know it's tough for you to do so because your kids are always pulling on you. Totally understand that. But there has to be a certain time, or you have to set things up to where, okay, you know what? The kids are going to be up at this time. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of me sleeping to the point where they're waking me up when it's time for them to get breakfast in the morning, what if I wake up 1 or 2 hours early? Okay? Or after the kids go to bed, why not stay up 1 or 2 hours more? Instead of being on social media, instead of watching any type of shows or kill that. Change your attitude. You know what? I'm going to work on my business. Even though I may be getting unemployment, let me work on a business idea, or God has given you ideas before. Okay? You just haven't stepped into them. Okay, so the ideas that you may have, I don't care how silly it seems. This is the time where you will get ideas like, man, that just seems so silly, but it's really not. Just step into it. Do your research right now. Okay? This is the time, right? This moment right here. Rather somebody sees this live today, or somebody sees this live 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, there will never be a good time for you to do something. Well, I'm going to wait till the right time. Well, when is that? Next thing you know, 6 months go by. I'm going to do it during the right time. Next thing, 2 years go by. I'm going to do it at the right time. Quit procrastinating. Okay? Start now. Put some goals down. You know what I'm saying? You should set goals for the week. You should set goals for the month. You should set goals for every 3 months, every 6 months, 9 months, year. Start to put some goals down and put the effort towards those goals. Okay? You're going to, and if you do that, you're going to start checking things off. Okay, this week I'm going to send that $200 in for that secure credit card. Okay? Now I know you can do more than one thing in a week. Let's start off and make some goals. Every single day, you should be focusing on going towards what you want. And eventually what's going to happen is that you're going to start checking stuff off this list, and then opportunities are going to come up. You might talk to somebody in the elevator. You might be in a grocery store. You might be at a gas station. I can tell you numerous times that I've had business opportunities come up. It isn't that I wasn't ready. I was ready for them, but they came in an unexpected place. Gas station, grocery store, standing in line at a department store, overhearing a conversation about somebody wanting to learn how to play golf, but they just didn't know where to go. I was in that spot in that time. Get you some business cards made. I mean, I know if you have an idea, you may not have your location or nothing yet. Get you a business card. Simple things like that to start checking these things off your list, man, because there's never going to be the right time. The time is now. Okay? I don't know who really needs to hear this right here, but you really need to put these things in motion. They're not going to happen magically. And I'm going to tell you this too. If you can sit there and work for somebody for 8 hours a day, why can't you go ahead and go home and work for yourself for 2 hours a day, working on what you really want to do? Okay? I love what I do. And I run across people all the time that are jealous. You say, well, how do you know? You can look at their body language. You can look at their speech. You can look at how they carry themselves when they see you, like, man, you do this all day? All day, every day. And I say to them, even if I spend 30 seconds with them, what is your passion? I ask them, real quick, what is your passion? What is it that you really want to do? If you don't love what you do, what is it that you really want to do? The number one thing people tell me is they don't want to lose their job because they're making a certain income. They don't want to lose that income. I said, well, start working towards that then. Start your business, start working towards what you're making right now. Now, here's the disclosure with that now. If you work 8 hours for somebody and they give you a check, you're going to work 16, 17, 20 hours when you're first starting your business. Okay? It's not going to get easier. It's going to get harder. And at some point during that process, your dreams and your goals, all of a sudden the money is going to catch up to what you've been seeing. Okay, so if you see it in your mind, it can develop and come in the physical. Okay, but if you don't see it here first, I talk to a lot of people say they want to do something, but they don't have any vision. Okay, if you see it here before it develops in the physical, you can get it. I'm a living witness to tell you that I have said this for years of what I wanted to do. I didn't know exactly how I was going to get there, but I don't worry about that. I don't concern myself with that. Control the controllables. Write your plan. Get your credit together. Stay diligent. Do your research. Stay ready. You may not have all the pieces in order. Don't worry about that. Okay? Do the things that you need to do to get yourself in position so when it's time, when that opportunity, you know what it's going to do? I'm going to tell you this right here, right? You think it's going to come from over here and it's going to come from back here. You think it's going to come from this person over here, it's going to come from a total stranger over here. That is what I have experienced, that I don't say, okay, well, I think it's going to come from here. No, you're going to get totally surprised. Okay, so don't lock in and thinking it's this one person over here that's going to give it to you. Okay, I can almost promise you it's going to be somebody that you don't know. Almost. Can't say 100% surety. But a lot of success, a lot of deals that I've come across, a lot of high level people that I have taught have come out the blue. I promise you, if you're on social media and you're out there promoting your business, there are people that are just going to watch you. Okay? They're not going to comment. They're not going to say anything to you. I've had people say, I've been watching you for an entire year before I approached you. Like I said a few weeks ago, consistency is better than perfection. If you're consistent, if every day you get off work and you make sure the kids are fed and you're doing your homework with the kids or whatever, and they go to bed, be consistent. Spend 30 minutes to an hour on where you eventually want to be at. Turn off the TV. Okay? Do your research. Eliminate the excuses. Procrastination is going to get you every time, but eliminate the excuses. And what's going to happen is that you're going to get to the point where things are going to start to roll. Things are going to start to pick up. Okay? But whatever you do, do not stop. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care. Do not stop. Another thing I want to tell you that I told my friend this weekend, we were on the golf course. You can't tell everybody what it is that you want to do. Okay? Small-minded people will kill your dream. Man, you can't do that, man. You can't. There's no way you can do that. Well, you automatically know. You know who these people are. You know who these people are that you kind of sort of hang out with a little bit, and you tell them a little something, and immediately they're negative. Okay? So what you're doing right now is you're like we do at the golf course with some trees. We're pruning that limb off. You have a wild, limb of it. Prune that limb off your tree. Why are you connected to them? Okay? Why are you even, as how I look at it, why are you even wasting your time even telling them if you know they're going to say something negative? That goes for people that are friends of yours, and that goes for people that are family. Okay? You'll have some family members that are small-minded and say, you'll never be able to do that. Or no, listen, you know what? Love them from a distance. Hey, I love you, but I cannot share anything with you because of your small-mindedness. Okay? Find you a mentor. Find you someone that's doing exactly what it is that you want to do. Okay? Stay around people like that. It's not hard. It's not hard. If you see somebody on social media that you like and you're following them, hey, listen, comment on what they say. Get involved in the conversation and say, man, I really like what you said. Because you never know, they might message you back. Okay? Find somebody that's doing what you're doing and say, listen, hey, you know what? Why don't you go and work for them for free? Say, hey, I really like what you're doing, and I really want to get into the business like this, what you're doing. Hey, can I spend a couple hours with you just talking about the business? Put in that sweat equity. Okay? I'm always constantly talking to other business people or other instructors, other people that are at the level of where I want to go. But also at the same time, you're going to get some resistance too. They're thinking, oh, he's going to be competition in a while. Okay? What you see on social media is sometimes not the people that you see when you meet them. Now, I'm going to let you know about that too. They may be one way on social media, but be another way when you meet them in person. Okay, so I'm going to just caution you with that as well. Okay? But whatever it is that you do, plan. Go out, research. Go out and keep doing these things, because what's going to happen is it's going to start to add up. And when you feel like that you want to quit or stop going and you don't see something moving, trust me, there are things in the background that are moving. You just don't see them. Okay? I promise you that right there. You just want to keep going. You just want to keep moving. Okay? You just want to keep moving and don't stop. Okay? Be around positive people. Okay? Being around positive people breeds other positive people. I've learned that. Okay. And also what I want you to do, I want you to look at the 5 people that are around you. Okay. You can have different views and opinions on something, but what are they doing? Sometimes you need to get away from those people, okay? Because number one, where are they going to be in 2 to 5 years? I'm sorry, 3 to 5 years. Most of them doing the same thing that they were doing before. You can go off, become successful, and I bet you come right back at that same time and find them people doing the same things. Still talking the same way. Okay? Some people are just like that. Okay? Once again, love them from a distance. Okay? Hey, I'm going in this direction. Okay? Sometimes you'll have people that are leeches. Every time you turn around, somebody asks you for $20, $40, $60. Next thing you know, you look at your bank account, you're going to look up and look at your bank account and be like, wait a minute, hold on, man. Every time 20, 40, 60, that's money starts to add up. People don't understand that. You do that for 6 months and a year, next thing you know, you didn't give away $1,500, $2,000. And then when I act surprised, you ain't give me that much money. Listen, cut them off too. Cut them straight off. Don't sit over here and then when you get successful, they're going to say, oh, I knew you were going to do it the whole... No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Okay? I promise you this right here. It's going to hurt at first. But keep going, because when that one is removed, someone else is going to be put in their place. Okay? You need to associate it. Look at them 5 people around you. Look at the 5 people that are around you. Okay? Are they going places? Are they trying to educate themselves? College is not for everybody. That's for sure. Okay? You can go take a couple of classes at a community college and learn some business classes. You don't have to go to school for no 4 years. And more than likely, unless you're getting a professional degree, to be a doctor, a lawyer, something, an accountant, something that you got to take a state exam with, that knowledge you're going to come out of school with, all this student loan, and you can't even use your degree into what you want to do. So just because you don't graduate from college, that doesn't mean that you won't be successful. And just because you go to college, that doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It's all about your drive. It's all about you. Okay, let's just meet where the rubber meets the road at. How motivated are you? You can go to college and get your degree, get your bachelor's degree, get your master's degree, get your PhD, whatever, but it's all about you. How much are you pushing it? Okay? Now, another thing we want to talk about real quick, we had the conversation on the golf course, is that when you start making money, okay, so let's say if you work for somebody and you're making really good money, okay, don't do what I call the dumb move. People run out and get them a high-end car and start buying a bunch of clothes and stuff like that. Don't take your earned money, which is what I call you get a W-2 for, and start buying that stuff. You start buying the cars and the clothes and jewelry stuff off passive money, not earned money. Okay, well, what do you mean? Earned money is the money that you get from a W-2. And then people run out and go and buy things. No. What we want to switch your thinking is we want to buy the stuff off the passive money. What is passive money? Say you have a rental property or something that gives you money every month or every 2 weeks or every month, or it could be every week. Okay? That's when you start buying stuff. You don't buy stuff off the money over here. You buy the stuff off the money over here. That's why you always hear sometimes that people say, if you're renting from somebody, you're paying that person's bills. Well, that's what they're talking about. If you happen to get a rental property and say it's a 2-family flat or a 4-family units, okay, and each of them are paying, say, $600 a month, that's $2,400, and by the time you subtract your bills, your insurance, and blah, 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 you have a positive money amount of income. You didn't save for repairs. That's when you start, you didn't save for repairs, you didn't pay the insurance and everything like that. That's when you start buying stuff. You don't buy stuff from the money over here. Okay? So I was trying to, get that across, to my friends. Is like, hey, listen, man, don't go out here and spending to earn money over here when let's create something that will bring you money every month. Whatever that is, I don't know what that can be. But when you start buying things, you buy things from over here. Okay, so I hope that was something that hey, really? Yeah. Okay, with your earned money, you pay your bills, you pay your mortgage, you pay your car note and insurance and things like that. Okay? Now, what would be the ideal situation is that if you have some money to invest, that you partner up with 2 or 3 other people. Okay? If you partner up with some people, and let's say if you were doing it by yourself and say the property costs you, say, $30,000, if you're dividing that by 4, okay, now you're not bringing out as much money and you're spreading it around amongst the 4 of you. And then you get that when you keep going and going and going, it's going to get to the point where, everybody's getting a lot of money. Okay, but you may be one of them persons that want to go and do it yourself. Now, the down part to that is that you can't do everything yourself. Okay? Get some other people, like-minded people, that's going to say, listen, you know what? Let's pool our money together. That's what I want you to do. Okay? So you can say, I have some money over here, and then I invest some money over here in stocks or whatever else type of investment things you're looking for, gold, diamonds, or whatever it is. So you have money coming from multiple sources. Okay, these are the type of conversations that we're having on a golf course that can change someone's life. They may not have thought about it. They may not have known that information. Okay, so I always do my best to, search out stuff. You know what I'm saying? That little piece of information I gave him could change everything for him. Okay, so I really, really encourage you to change your attitude to what's going on right now. I mean, yes, there's a lot of things going on right now. And yes, sometimes things look a little bleak, but I'm telling you this right now. Change your attitude to positive. Watch what you say. Because I've learned in my short period of time of living, be careful what you say. Or how I say it is, I speak it already. Speak what you want. Don't say your kids are bad. No. What you do is take the time to spend time with your kids. Okay? They want attention. They need structure. Okay? Same thing with this idea you have. You need to spend time with that idea to get some structure to it, to start forming and shaping. You are in control of how this is going to be shaped. Okay? And if you don't know, go ask somebody. The main difference that I see when people come to the academy is that women understand that they have no problem asking for help. Men do. The guys that I train, the men that I train, when they come to me, 8 out of 10 times they're saying, I can't do it myself and I need help. See, that's somebody that's going to go far. The moment I meet somebody and they say, well, I don't need no help, I got it. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know, I'm on the driving range at the golf course and I see somebody struggling and I just give them some words of encouragement and say, hey, you know, try this right here. You're going to get one or two reactions. One is, thank you, but no thank you. Or let me listen to you. Once they start to listen to you, see, then I got them. In your business, if you've been doing things a certain way, pandemic hits, boom. Look at other businesses that are like yours and see what did they do different. Because there are some businesses that are booming. Okay, they made a change, they made a switch. Okay, you need to look at a similar business. Matter of fact, sometimes you have to look at a business that's not like yours to get some ideas from them. Don't be afraid to look at other industries, like say, you know, my golf business, I was looking at a couple of other different industries. I took ideas from them and then brought it into here. Okay? Different training methods, different attitudes towards certain things. I've learned from other businesses and I brought it into my business. Okay, so don't be afraid to look somewhere else. Okay, because if you're looking for something, you're gonna find it. Okay, so don't ever just pigeonhole yourself into just one spot. This is the way it's done. You know, there's a guy out there right now that's a professional golfer, Bryson DeChambeau. He's hitting the ball so far, he chose to take it a different route. Looking at the physics, looking at these different angles, looking at what he's doing. And he's literally hitting the ball sometimes over 400 yards. Unheard of. But he took a different approach. And they're ridiculing him. The old guard that's there are ridiculing this man because he's doing it differently. Now my question is this. Is he getting the ball in the hole? From the tee to the green. I think that's all that matters. Okay? He is really catching him off guard because he was thinking that they were going to embrace it, but they've been the opposite. Okay? See, somebody like that is going to be a pioneer. But his attitude needs to be adjusted, though. Okay? He was in Detroit at the Rocket Mortgage Tournament, and he blew up about a couple of things. Okay, so I hope that either, if I could get to him, I can help him, but somebody that can get to him. Help him with his attitude. Let them know that, hey, don't let these people bother you. And see, now if they know what to bother you with, they're going to keep coming at you with it. Okay? So if I ever had an opportunity to talk to him, it would have a different situation. He would have a totally different attitude. Okay? But they are really, really against this young man, which I believe that I love different. I love different. Okay? He's approaching it differently. He's a very scientific. You know, it's funny, golf has a lot of mathematical equations to it of when you hit the ball, it goes at a certain speed and off the club face and things like that, the angles and stuff like that. It's really physics. So he's embraced the physics part of it and the math part of it and say, if I do this, this will happen. If I do that, this will happen. Okay, so I love it when someone comes in with a different approach to things. I'm attracted to that because it's not the same old status. Now, if he'd have been walking around with his head down and wasn't saying anything to anybody, and they wouldn't pay attention to him. That's just Bryson. But he chose to take a different route that is different from what other people have taken it. So now he's being ridiculed. See, that's going to happen to you too. It can happen to you and your family. It can happen. You chose to go over here and do it this way, and you didn't do it the way your father did it or your mother did it. Or listen, you ain't set for. You don't have to do that. That makes us individuals different. Okay, different approach. We get to the same road. So we take a little side path to get to the top. Okay, so don't let nobody tell you what the way you're doing it. No. If you feel it here and you see it here, you go for it. And that's one of the things that I did when I left working for the big three. I woke up one morning, I said to myself, I'm not gonna be 70 years old and think, what if I stepped out? I wouldn't have known what the what if was if I didn't step out there. But I knew this much. What I was doing, I didn't want to do for no long period of time. Okay, so I encourage you, listen, man, plan everything out. And if you're going to make a step to go do it on your own, have no problem with that. But make sure that you put a plan together. And it may take you 3 years. It may take you 5 years, okay? But what I'm going to say to you is keep going and keep moving, okay? And you're going to get to your goal, okay? My name is Willie Pewit. I am the host of Conversations on the Fairways. I hope that something that I said to you today sparked something or gave you a different view, a different look, just a different outlook, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I helped you change your attitude a little bit or made you look at, hey, maybe I do need to change my attitude, okay? So listen, man, we're going to see you guys again here really, really soon. I really enjoy encouraging you guys and getting you guys to the next level. And I hope to see you real soon, okay? God bless. Goodbye.
You are listening to Worship Radio International, the world's #1 online Christian radio station. Check out our website at www.worshipradio.faith or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Worship Radio INT. This is the future.